How to break the trauma bond with the narcissist. I'm going to give you the simplest way to break the trauma bond with the narcissist, but you have to be willing to break the trauma bond with the narcissist, okay? A lot of people ask this question: how do I break the trauma bond? The trauma bond is one of the worst things when it comes to a narcissistic relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or just a family relationship, but usually it's with a romantic partner. So, how to break the trauma bond, which this is my simplest hack, is get away from them. That's number one. And everybody says that. Get away from them. Go no contact. Stop talking to them. Stop calling them. Stop stalking their social media. Stop talking to friends and family about them, asking how they're doing, who they're doing it with, all of that. The first thing you want to do is to remove yourself from the situation. You cannot say you want to break the trauma bond with them, but you're still married to them, or you're still in a relationship with them and actively trying to fix the relationship, but also break the trauma bond. It doesn't work. It's almost like saying, how do I not gain weight, but you're eating every night and hoping, eating late at night and overeating, but hoping that you lose some weight. You have to change the behavior. So I get it. When you're married, especially for those of you who are married to the narcissist, it's harder to break the trauma bond because it's harder to go no contact. If you have children with them, it's also harder to go no contact, which makes it harder to break the trauma bond. But if you are in that situation and you really want to get away from them, for those of you who are not married or have children with them, it's easier. It's hard, but it's easier for you. Okay? So again, the first thing you have to do is remove yourself from the situation. If you're married or you have kids, you have to start planning to remove yourself from the situation, and you have to be very, very sure and secure in your decision to remove yourself from the situation. Once you remove yourself from the situation, you have to cut all contact, every single contact, phone calls, text messages, any interactions. Again, asking friends and family how this person is doing, stalking their social media to see who they're dating, how that relationship is going. Anything that has to do with this person, you have to cut off. When you cut it off, then start to work on yourself. Make intentional decisions and take intentional steps and actions on working on yourself. Which means, again, you're not focused on this person. Your life does not revolve around this person, what they're doing, how they're doing it, who they're doing it with. Instead, you switch that attention on yourself. So whether it means going to the gym, working on your self-esteem again, dressing better, doing your hair, doing your makeup, taking those classes, going back to school, just focus on yourself. When you start focusing on yourself, I can't talk. When you start to focus on yourself and pay attention to yourself and what you're doing and how you want to see yourself in the next week, month, year, 5 years, the way you want to see your future, that's when the shift starts to happen. The trauma bond only works if this person is not the center of your universe. A lot of us in this situation tend to put the person at the center of everything. We want to fix them. We want to fix a relationship. We want them to choose us. We want them to do this and do that. And then we also say, oh, how do I break the trauma bond? That's not going to work. You have to decenter this person. You have to completely decenter this person, which means you have to get rid of anything that has to do with them. Any thoughts, any focus, any obsession, any hope, any desire to be with them. You have to intentionally get rid of all of that and then put yourself at the center of your own universe. Take care of yourself. The time you're sitting there crying over them and eating popcorn and, having sleepless nights, go to the gym, work out. By the time you get home, you're going to be too tired to be up all night thinking about this person. That's going to help your mental health, but also it's going to help your physical health. And that's a way of, self-care. That's a way of intentionally getting rid of anything and any thought that has to do with this person. So breaking the trauma bond is not rocket science. It's not as hard as people make it. It's pretty simple, but it has to be something that you're truly ready to do and something that you believe you can do and something that you actionally, is that a word? Something that you actually work on doing. to break the trauma bond. So for those of you who are married to them, maybe start that divorce process or start talking about it with your friends and family to see what steps you have. Those of you who have children with them, this is time to basically see yourself as the sole caregiver of this child, because if you're dealing with a narcissist, you know that they're no help to you when it comes to your children. The only time the children matter to them is if they're going to use them to either hurt you, use them to look good to the public, to the friends and family, the friend circle. They only use people, including their children. So if you're in that situation with them, just start thinking about your kids and about yourself. It has nothing to do with them. If they do something to help you, great. If they don't, that's okay. You're the primary parent in this situation. But for those of you who don't have any children with them and you're not married to them, you have the best of the best opportunity to really, really get rid of these people. You have the upper hand. You can walk away, no strings attached. You can really, really walk away from these people and break the trauma bond. It's super hard, super difficult, but I'm telling you, you can do it. So that is my simple hack on how to break the trauma bond. If you like videos like these, please follow for more, and you can also book a one-on-one coaching call with me. The link is in my bio. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.